Hello, and welcome to Rosalind's Kitchen. Forgive my strange headdress. I am attempting to curl my hair, which doesn't usually turn out well, but hope springs eternal in my soul. So, tonight's meal, as I promised, is going to be pork chops. Pork chops with garlic butter mushrooms. Looks pretty good. So let us get started. All right, first of all, I must peel, trim, and cut my carrots, of which I have 3. Not quite sure if I need 3, but there you go. I also have butter, garlic, sour cream, fresh-looking parsley, which is always nice, mushrooms, which have already been cleaned, and, of course, pork chops. So, and they're nice, they're fairly fat pork chops, see? They're not those thin little things. I always approve of fat pork chops. So anyway, let's get started with the whole choppedness, which starts with the carrots. All right, so the carrots have now been peeled. So now I must cut them into pieces. Hang on, let me cut off the tip there. And we are making mashed carrots today, which I'm like, okay, that's something different. I guess if you can mash a potato, you can mash a carrot too. So we will be mashing these little guys, which means basically just cutting them into pieces, and then I shall boil them in water, and then I will mash them with sour cream and salt and pepper. So while I'm doing this, I'll be back. All right, so now my carrots are all cut up. Now I'm going to put water, just enough to cover them, and then I'm going to boil them. And while they're boiling, I'm going to get the other stuff set up. So here we go. All right, so now I'm to cut my mushrooms. As I said, I already, I think I need to sharpen my blade because it's feeling a little on the dull side. And a dull knife will cut you faster than a sharp knife. So go. Now to wash it off, because you don't want little flakes of metal in your food. And there we go. Much better. I find it best to cut mushrooms from one side and then the other side, because that way you're left with, it just, for me, it makes more sense, you know, because I can hold both sides while I cut it down to a thinness. See? That's a big mushroom. I think everyone will agree that is a seriously big mushroom. But anyway, so now I will cut these up, and then I'll be back. All right, so there are my mushrooms all cut up and ready to be cooked. A nice pile of them, and they will cook down nicely. Now I need to mince my garlic and mince my parsley. So, here we go. Alright, so let's mince the garlic. And cut and cut. And I'm having to use my other, the slap chop, which I just spent a good 5 minutes trying to put together, because as I've mentioned, the slap chop may be easy to clean, but it's a pain to put back together, you know? So anyway, there's my slap chop. Now today, I'm not going to be pounding on any person or group or anything. I'm going to be pounding on the weather. Up north, everyone is being snowed on and frozen. Down here, we've got rain and more rain and lots of rain and more rain. And I just bought a bicycle, an awesome bicycle. And I went biking yesterday and I enjoyed myself so much. And I was looking forward to going bicycling today. And then it poured down rain. And I am seriously aggrieved of this. So, I am pounding on the weather. There we go. The weather is toast. And now I must brush out my garlic. That's the other thing I don't like about the slap chop, is that the little pieces get stuck in it so easily. Much prefer the other one, but it's being washed right now, so I am stuck with the slap chop. Guess I could have washed it, but you know, life happens and weirdness ensues. Anyway, there we are. So there is my minced garlic, and I think my carrots are boiling, so I have to turn them down. Alright, time to mince the parsley. As you can see, today's parsley is much fresher and perkier than yesterday's, was it? Yeah, I think it was yesterday's garlic. It's kind of depressed looking. So anyway, here is the garlic. Not garlic, parsley. I will get my head together here. And I am pulling the stems off. And to mince. Mince, 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 mince. Mince, 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 mince. Alright, so while I mince this, you just think happy thoughts and I'll be right back. Alright, so there's our parsley all minced. Now, to take my pork chops and pat them dry and season both sides with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a pinch of pepper. So, there you go. Alright, so here are my chops. And now, there you are, 1/4 teaspoon. Salt. And pinch of pepper. And then turn it over. I've got some fresh paper towel here. And 1/4 teaspoon. Don't ask me why I'm humming Christmas carols. I have no idea. It's just one of those things that kind of comes to mind. Yeah. Alright, so they have now been salted and peppered. And now I need to prepare to fry them. Let them fry. Alright, so my pork chops are now being grilled. And my carrots are about 6 minutes out from being ready. Let me see how they're doing tenderness-wise. That will tell me a lot. They don't seem to be quite as tender as I'd like, but we'll see. They do still have 6 minutes to go, so I'll be back. Alright, so while my pork chops finish cooking, my carrots have finished simmering. I'm adding my sour cream to them. And a little pepper. Boop, boop. And now I think I swallowed some pepper. And now to mash my carrots. I tent my pork chops and let them rest for a little bit. Alright, so my carrots are mashed, which took a little bit more than if they were potatoes. Not quite sure why, but you know, carrots can sometimes put more of a difficulty on things. Now, I need to make the sauce. Alright, so I've returned my pan to medium-high heat. Put some olive oil in it. And now, I shall add mushrooms. And cook them for between 4 and 6 minutes. So we'll start with 4 and see where we go from there. Okay? Alright, so, and after I've cooked them for a little bit, then I'll add my garlic, some salt, some pepper, until it's, you know, aromatic, whatever that means. And then I will stir in the butter and the parsley, saving a little bit for garnish, and hopefully I won't forget it this time. Alright, so my shrooms are brown now, and I'm adding my garlic and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and a pinch of pepper. And cook it for just about a minute. See? Looking pretty good, I think. But then again, I'm the cook. So, now, put in the parsley. in the butter. Come on, butter. Get out. That is my rolls. As if I didn't have enough to do tonight, I decided to make dinner rolls. Not the, you know, made from scratch kind, but the, you buy them in a bag, frozen, and you put them on a pan, and then you take them out, and you put them in the oven, and you cook them. Ooh, look at that. Doesn't that look good? Alright, so, let me see what my buns did while they were lurking in my oven here. I did start this one, but it only got to 160. So, come back here. I don't know. That doesn't look quite done. I think I'm going to give them another minute. There we go. Start. Alright, now while that's doing its last minute, let's move back over to the cooking area, or preparation area. Alright, so now to put it all together. We have the mashed carrots. Alright, mashed carrots, pork chops, put some of that juice there. There we go. And the mushrooms. I'm only putting a few on my dad's because my father does not believe in shrooms. I, on the other hand, believe very much in shrooms. So, just a few on my dad's, and a whole bunch on mine. Here's what it's supposed to look like. Here's what it does look like. Now, to find out what it tastes like. Almost forgot the bread, so there we have our buns, and we are ready to go. Alright, so this meal was not a success. Like I told Daddy, I think the fault was more mine than the meal planned by Home Chef. The carrots were cold because it took me so long to mash them. And the meat, I overcooked, so it was tough. But, you know, I think if I have another shot at it, I know what I did wrong this time, and I might do it better the next time. So, until next weekend, bye.